Internet computer with the ICP token continues to withstand the general trend in crypto. ICP is outperforming. The question is why? Who's buying here? Who's selling here? Let's have a look at on-chain data. Let's also look at relative valuation data to see how much longer this rally might last. Now, I've published several videos on internet computer on this channel before, and every single video outperformed the average video on this channel, as in there is a lot of retail interest for internet computer. We're currently at $7.70 and we more than doubled in the last week. But that is just the short term. We all know about the very long-term chart, how initially ICP traded to close to $500 to then see a massive sell-off. This is a linear chart, but what's much more relevant for investing is the logarithmic chart. This now shows percentage losses and gains over time. So on a logarithmic scale, the vertical distances equal the same kind of percent changes. And that's much more relevant compared to the US dollar changes, right? We want to get relative gains. And this is our recent rally here. Now, you might have heard of a concept called the Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance measures how much of the entire cryptocurrency market cap is currently in Bitcoin. But we don't just have dominance metrics for Bitcoin. We also have this for Ethereum. We also have this for ICP. And that's what we see in this chart. There used to be a time when ICP was roughly 2% of the entire crypto market cap. That then tended to come down. And unfortunately, this chart shows a much more consistent trend compared to the US dollar chart, because here we remove the general ups and downs of the crypto market. We are just looking at what's happening idiosyncratically for ICP. Is ICP outperforming or underperforming? For 2 years, we were in a quite constant sideways trading range. And then since the beginning of 2024, ICP tended to underperform. But we are breaking out of that negative trend with the recent rally. The question is this just going to be a short-term pump and subsequent dump, or have the fundamentals shifted? Because when we look at that price movement, we just overlay it to today, we are already slightly above what happened at the end of 2023. So how will things continue? Will ICP sell off again? Or is this a real turnaround? Now, this outperformance is measured over the last month, but today we're actually slightly down. And it seems like the AI tool of CoinMarketCap is agreeing that the selling might be due to profit taking and overheated technicals, and in general, the market coming down. But definitely the ICP dominance is taking a slight breather right now. So ICP is currently correcting. Let's have a look at several fundamentals to see whether or not this rally can be backed with more adoption of the ICP chain. So is there more usage? Is there more capital? Let's have a look. What we're seeing here is the TVL, the total value locked of ICP, how much capital is currently on the chain. It's a chart that starts in 2022. And yes, the recent rally has supported TVL, but we are not yet at the prior heights where the chain had roughly 100 million of TVL. By the way, in the grand scheme of things, 30 million of TVL is not much relative to the valuation of the protocol, which stands at more than 100 times the total value locked. It's at 4 billion. Where, by the way, when we remove the initial sell-off, we tend to see lower highs over time. The market cap is not expanding long term. This trend is not too bullish. If you're enjoying this video so far and you're getting some value out of it, then feel free to give this a like. It will help the channel grow. It will help spread the word. Thank you very much. We can also measure the total value locked in ICP tokens. Again, not necessarily the best trend, but there are some positive on-chain metrics. This is the app fees per day on ICP. This is growing. The thing that I don't like though is just the size of the fees. It's just a few $1,000s per day. But the trend is your friend. And if things can continue to double, that would of course also support the price. Over here, we've got the decentralized exchange trading volume. Again, recently that's going up. Probably that's fueled by the price rally. It is close to the all-time high. But again, I don't like just the size of how much trading volume there is. Those numbers are not large at all. So DeFi Llama shows us around 6 million trading volume per day. DEX Screener shows us only 2 million in the last 24 hours, maybe because of fluctuations. Compare this with Avalanche, which has more than 200 million of trading volume, or over here Polygon, 92 million. So even the second tier blockchains have a multiple of the decentralized exchange trading volume compared to ICP. So really, on a traditional blockchain valuation level, ICP cannot compete. It's all about the story that applications will move from traditional internet to the decentralized internet, that social platforms will get used on ICP, that the adoption of ICP is not just token trading. There is a positive movement around stablecoins. This is the stablecoin market cap on ICP. That's close to all-time highs. Again, though, the size, right, 6 million relative to the 4 billion market cap. It's not that much. What I think is going on here fundamentally is that many people were betting on falling prices of ICP because long term the dominance was going down. Then some market makers started to buy up ICP. They took the opposing position. They went long ICP and then bought the spot market, pushing up the price and squeezing out the people that were betting on falling prices. So this is a typical short squeeze. And here is why I say this. Have a look at the trading volume in the last 24 hours. On the spot market, that was 315 million on Binance, and on the perpetual futures market, that was 924 million on Binance. So much more trading volume on the perps compared to the spot market. Now have a look at who's getting liquidated in this rally. It's parties on both sides. We had the massive liquidation event on the 10th of October, where pretty much all the longs across all perpetual futures on many altcoins lost their funds. But now we are squeezing out more and more shorts. So the speculators that are betting on falling prices. The trading volume is historically high. This is again a long-term chart. We have seen these kinds of trading volumes in the past, but not for the same kind of ICP price. So relative to the price, the trading volume is massive, and the volume is measured in US dollars. It's not measured in ICP tokens. There is positive correlation regarding the amounts of bets on the price and the spot price itself. When there's a lot of attention, when there's a lot of speculation on a particular crypto asset, the asset tends to go up. And the same here for ICP. Have a look at the open interest relative to the spot price. Whenever open interest is high, the spot price tends to be high as well. Whenever there's much less bets on the price, then the spot price tends to be low as well. And currently we are at all-time highs in the open interest. And so the shorts get squeezed out more and more. And this is why I'm saying that. The funding rate for ICP is still massively negative. So many retail investors are still betting on falling prices of ICP. In other words, many people think that this will be the future of ICP, right? What's indicated here as white, that we just see another pump and subsequent dump, which is a reasonable thesis given that the open interest is so high, that there's so much speculative capital in the asset. But I think it's much too early to bet on falling prices of ICP because it's still very profitable for the market makers to buy up the spot token, because as they purchase more and more of spot, as they also go long the asset on the perpetual futures market, the price continues to rise, the market makers make money from the short liquidations, and the rally just continues. So it's very hard to time the exact turnaround. We might not deflate over here, we might deflate here, or maybe even higher. Who knows how high ICP can go from here? It's very unclear if, say, 6 billion is really going to be the top. Maybe we're going to hit 8 billion again, maybe even 9 billion in market cap. There is a chance that the price doubles yet again, that we are going to be at $15 per ICP. And so I think there's only two possible ways to ride this wave. The first one is to just buy into ICP and use a trailing stop loss. As in, as ICP appreciates, we just adjust our stop loss, and once the rally turns around, then we exit very quickly. The second way to ride those market dynamics is to do the exact opposite. As in, we just wait until the rally has finished. We wait for a few more weeks until we see that ICP will not continue to rally further. We wait until the funding rate on ICP continues to stabilize at a positive rate, so the longs pay the shorts again, and then it might make sense to bet on falling prices, because then the last short investor has already been liquidated. So we never want to be at the side of the popular trade, and currently it's very popular to bet on falling prices on the perpetual futures market. So that is what we don't want to do, right? We don't want to speculate against the very heavyweights. We don't want to speculate against the market makers. If it's your first time here, feel free to subscribe. I publish videos regularly. A like would be very much appreciated as well. It helps the channel grow. Feel free to also check out the premium membership. The link is down below. It's thebitcointrader.com. There's also a link to premium just here. This is where I share my own trades. So see you next time on YouTube, or see you in premium. Cheers.